What's up, everybody? Welcome in to the Right Wager podcast. It's Monday, September 10th, 2018. Just going to be on for a little bit today. I wanted to chat about a few games this week and kind of update some things on what's going on and, do a little bit of chatting, take some questions. I'm always here for people, always here to help. So, feel free to send any questions you might have on football, on whatever you want. What's up, Little E? Thank you, brother. JP checking in, Brian checking in, Savage Larry, Armin, Russell, welcome in. What's the play of the day? The play of the day. I don't have none today. I mean, as far as you need a play, you have to win. I don't know. Sometimes the best play is no play. So no, I don't have anything for you. I went 1-1 on Saturday. I went 0-1 on Friday. I'm starting to 2-4 to start the season. Not a great start. I said on Twitter, it's something that it's important to talk about. College basketball. When I went on the run that I was on, I 45 units. I was 62%. I won 140 games out of 220. I remember starting out, I think I was like 2-5 starting out. So listen, I mean, 2 weeks are not going to, for me, bother me. I know it's not the start you want. You want to obviously start out 4-2 or 5-3 or something like that. But, you got to keep your head above water. You got to limit units. You got to limit, losing a ton. At the end of the day, I'm down 2 units. It's not the end of the world for me. And if it's something that for you is a big deal, maybe you should look at your gambling, because if you expect someone to win every week, and I know people think just because you pay someone, you think they have like an elixir and they're going to win every game, but it's a long season. It's a long marathon. And you got to take it as that. So we'll keep plugging away. I think the info that I have is good, and I trust it, and everything will be fine. Troy V, what's up? Chris Moss, what's up? Best Gambler, Steve, Brian, Mza, Bill Perry checking in from Calgary, Alberta. Welcome in, Calgary, Alberta. Shout out to the Flames. Have you looked into MLB today? No. I stopped caring about MLB like 2 weeks ago. So no, I have not looked into MLB. I don't have anything on that. Nebraska was a tough one. Yeah, I thought so as well. I thought, I thought that was the right side. I really did. I thought, everything about it was a great play. You have a team at home. There's no film on that team. And I thought the overall atmosphere was terrific. And you look at how they started out. I mean, here's what sucked. Nebraska should have been up 2 touchdowns at half, and they were up. They weren't up. So, I mean, the turnovers hurt, the 2 turnovers, because their offense was terrific. I mean, their offense is awesome. How hard is it to really win long-term, like over 10 years? Pretty hard. I don't know if there's anyone that's been able to do that. You just got to try to take every day as every week as every week, You're doing fine. Thank you, Norm. Listen, all I'm worried about right now is the stuff that I'm doing. Donnie's had a tough time with MLB. It is what it is. NFL is his thing, and coming up, he'll do well with that. Who's got UTEP this week? Tennessee has UTEP this week. And I actually had UNLV over the weekend, which was a very nice winner for me. I really I zeroed in on that one. That was one I was really interested in. UTEP are a terrible team. They're going to lose a lot of games this year. And, I saw UNLV. They're at home. They've been really flying. I just kind of looked at that as like a 55, 20, 55-17. Wasn't too far off. So, we'll look to bet against them all season. Tennessee laying another big number this week. We'll see where that one's going. But feel free to send in any questions you might have. You want to talk about anything, be my guest. What are your thoughts on Vandy getting 14.5 against Notre Dame this week? Notre Dame didn't look particularly good, did they? Ball State really snuck up on them. The thing about Notre Dame is you'd have to expect a better performance this week. Vandy are a low-level SEC team. And yeah, I haven't looked into the game yet, but I will. And that's something I will be able to answer later in the week. We're starting to get some totals coming out here, which we'll take a look, see if we could find a couple. What else do we have here? Evan Ragsdale. I mean, like total net profit over 10 years, not winning every individual year. Seems like people win a lot, then end up losing it. Yeah, no, all season, it's very tough to do. I would say they're out of 10 years, as far as hot gamblers, I don't know if there's that many. I mean, I've done pretty well over the last year and a half, I've done pretty well. I mean, college football last year was kind of like it was kind of even on the season. I had a pretty good bowl year. Then basketball was terrific. Soccer season was very good. World Cup I won. I did well with the summer league. So yeah, I mean over the last year or so, I mean hit some futures. So yeah, I've had a pretty good last year or so. But it's tough to win throughout a whole year and everything. What else do we have here? Armin's an alum at UTEP. Yeah, that's tough. Kansas minus 2.5 at Rutgers. I know Rutgers isn't good, but better than Kansas, yes. Yeah, I mean, that would definitely be a spot I would look towards Rutgers. I mean, Kansas obviously coming off a win. You have to figure they're a bit kind of on a letdown spot. Problem with Rutgers I don't know what their quarterback situation is. Sitkowski, I believe, is injured. So I got to stay up to date on what's going on there. But yeah, I mean, in a shit bowl like that, yes, I'd be looking towards that. Favorite Mac Miller songs? Good question. My favorite Mac Miller song ever is definitely Best Day Ever, for sure. I've always loved that song. Couple others I like. Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza is obviously an old school one. I mean, that was one of his first real hits. Nike's on My Feet, where he actually got sued for Nike's on My Feet. He took that Nas beat from Nas, and he had to deal with that. That was a classic track. Donald Trump, that's always a good one. Knock Knock. But then later in his career, I mean, Hurt Feelings was a great song by Mac Miller. I was always a big fan of that track. And actually his final performance, it's actually on the internet. You can watch it. He actually does Hurt Feelings live at Hotel Cafe. It was very good. All his albums were terrific. Everything from Kids the whole way to Swimming. All of them were fantastic. Frick Park Market, Blue Slide Park was a great album. Yeah, he was a treasure. Fade Savannah State until further notice. I follow this school and they suck, honestly. Yeah. I think we all know that one. Yes, they are bad. They're probably the worst team in both divisions. Krakenberger. Yeah, listen, I mean, Bill Krakenberger is out there. He's one of the respected bettors, but I've never seen anything to warrant that he wins on a regular basis. He definitely may. I don't know a ton about him. He's always been a nice guy on Twitter and stuff. I don't know much about like the fact that he has one. I don't know. Supposedly he's very good, and he's always been a nice guy on the internet. So shout out to him. How'd your soccer picks do? I had Sweden. I'll tell you what. I don't even think I looked. I didn't send anything out. I actually have a play I sent out for tomorrow, but I didn't even look at how my soccer picks did. I'll actually look about that right now. I do know the Faroe Islands lost, but what else happened? Yeah, I actually didn't do a show for these picks, so I didn't really give them out publicly. So this was one show I wasn't on. I didn't do Monday's games. I'm actually on Tuesday's fixtures, so I didn't have a show for this. But if I would have given these games out, I probably would have gave out a higher score in Sweden, Turkey. I would have probably taken Serbia. They didn't get the job done. I did like Montenegro against Lithuania. I want to say they won. Yeah, they won 2-0. Damn. And how about a couple draws as well? Albania lost 2-0. An own goal. Fuck, Yeah, so I probably wouldn't have done great, but this tournament I've done decent with these. Um, what do we got here? Being successful long term requires you go through losing spells. Yeah, you're totally right, Kevin White. Amen. If you get if you get into bed with people that never lose, they're definitely hiding something because it's a foregone conclusion you're going to lose. Can Boise State beat OSU? Yeah, they can. I definitely think they can. When the book is given 1 or 2 points, only like in the Rutgers game, is there an advantage on lower line games? Seems like it's close to. Yeah, I mean, I love lower line games. Especially in games where you're getting a few points, you look towards the dog. Sure. I mean, that's why I'm looking towards Rutgers here. My only question with right wager: what is the difference between client plays and personal? There is no difference. The best plays I give out in college football are on the website. Not sure what. I'm not sure what you're talking about. You were hoping that you got everything we bet. What didn't you get that I bet? I made it clear I wasn't betting NFL Week 1. We are fortunately we were paid to do shows on NFL, so we talk about NFL. But the stuff that I bet on was everything you got. I've made it clear I'm not a big volume guy. I bet 2 or 3 games each Saturday. Since you started Big Man, are you overall up? Would you say? Yeah, I would imagine so. I don't have every single bet that I've ever made tracked, on my own, but yeah, I mean, I think early on, I mean, I wasn't betting a whole lot, so as you get older, you start betting more, and that means the wins can almost, you kind of make more money later, and I've obviously done better as I've gotten, more on and stuff, but yeah, from a perspective of, my whole life, sure. I get a lot of crap from people because, I'm like I said, I'm paid to give out an opinion on games, and a lot of these games, like the Saturday shows we do, I'm really just going off the top of my head. I mean, Donnie and I don't talk before we go over that stuff, So if he asks me about, I don't know, Hawaii and Navy, and I give an opinion, people will always take that as, oh, big men lost that game. Well, most of the games I'm not personally on. They're just games that I'm talking about because someone asked me or whatever. And this is why when you put yourself out there, it's tough because you do have people that are going to look to beat you when you're down. Now, keep in mind, during basketball season, it was, oh, big man's they're not really his bets. He's getting them from someone else. There's always something. So it's like nowadays with people like that, I just try to I kind of laugh at, because they kind of just have fun and they try to be jokesters and stuff. But I don't really. It's all kind of just funny for me. All these people that make up profiles about me. I'm actually quite smitten by it. I think it's cool that people that don't like me will take the time out of their day to go and talk about me. So yeah, I think it's funny, really. And you look at all the greats. I mean, all the greats have haters, So I get a kick out of it, really, and it actually really motivates me to do better. Because I don't know if anyone's noticed, but my elevation has just went higher and higher, and what I'm about to do is the highest thing. So, you know, it's all a step, So I look forward to it. And success will really kill people. That really bothers them. So, just got to keep going up. Big man, can I get a good offer for college basketball? You can get the same offer that we all get. Listen, Brian Rowe, no offense. And I see, I don't know if, I think that's Donnie Wright said in here. I never know anymore because there's so many fake profiles. We feel our prices are fair. I mean, at the end of the day, most people are paying $99 to get Donnie and I. 2 people at one price. I mean, there are cappers that charge $300 a month for one person. So, as far as basketball is concerned, we feel like the price is fair. Um, so, um, you know, you're getting a deal. You're getting two people for one price. If you use 5 dimes, should you withdraw every couple thousand instead of if you get up, let's say 10 and out? Yeah, I would. I think the greatest thing about making money is making money, having the money in your hand. A piece of paper is not you having it in your hand. You have to see the money, and it motivates you to say, you know what, I'm going to get more money, get paid, do yourself a favor, take a few thousand out, take 3, 4 thousand. Take your money, go pay for something you wouldn't normally buy. Go pay your car off. Do something like that. Take that money and let it be there for you. See your hard work be used. Don't let them win. That's the reason they have so much money is because people don't withdraw. They start getting greedy, and that's that. You got to go out and get paid. You got to take your money and get paid. When should you sign up for college hoops? Well, I would probably say around November 1st. Do you think Billy Walters would have troll accounts? Of course he would. Right side of campus was great today. Thanks, Lloyd. Appreciate it. Yeah, I thought it was terrific. I thought we had a great time with it. And okay. Donnie Rightside checking in with some big time news. Listen, let me tell you all something. All of you in here right now, what Donnie and I are about to do, nobody is doing. Nobody. None. Zero. Absolutely no one. And my hard work will pay off. So wait and see and watch. My thoughts on Arkansas State Temple. Arkansas State plays Tulsa. And I like Arkansas State. I'm wanting to see where this number goes because we've seen people like Arkansas State. They think they're going to bounce back. People are down on Tulsa. So, yeah, I mean, I like it, but it is a road game. It is a game where you obviously are getting a higher-end G5 against the Sun Belt team. But I think Arkansas State are better than Tulsa. Tulsa lost a lot of talent last year. And, yeah, I think the boys bounce back. Blake Anderson's team will bounce back here. Yeah, I would lay it there. Those people who charge close to $100 a couple days, yeah, exactly. Brian Rowe, ESPN show, question mark. No, not ESPN. A little birdie says he thinks it's a go, but we've been there before. We have been there before, Donnie and I. We've been close to greenlit shit, but this is about close, but we'll see. Listen, let's just say it's going to be cool. That's all I'm going to say. Let it happen. We want to sign paper, and then we'll talk about it. Are you getting a CNBC show? No, we're not getting a CNBC show. If someone guesses it, I'll say yes. Well, actually, we'll see if I'll say yes. Can the Redskins win the NFC East? I think they can. I don't think they will, but I think they can. I thought they were impressive yesterday, the way they went out and just demolished the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, I mean, Giants didn't look great yesterday. We know Dallas is going to struggle. The Eagles, who knows when Carson Wentz will be back. Yeah, Alex Smith is terrific. You got something out of Adrian Peterson. Maybe have some running back there finally. I thought the receivers were pretty solid. Yeah, why can't they? Defensively, they look better. I think that had a lot to do with Arizona just being poor. But, outside of the second quarter, I mean, how good was Washington offensively? It's kind of the big question mark. But, yeah, I mean, they can. I don't think they will. Comcast Sportsnet show. No. When do we find out? That's a good question for Donnie. I would say probably soon. Over the next week, maybe. Thank you, Mondo. Appreciate it. I need a Big Men's on Campus channel on XM Radio. That would be cool. Are you joining Doc Sports? Why the hell would I join Doc Sports? Look, I love Alan Harris, Indian Cowboy, but I ain't cut out to work for nobody. Are Donnie and Jeff going to do a freestyle session on national TV? No. But maybe someday. Here's a good question. Is Aaron Rodgers human? Yes, he is human. He was terrific last night. I didn't mean a cheaper price, big man. I just want your hoops. You'll get my hoops, Millhouse. Settle down. You're definitely going to be on board. If you follow the rules, you'll be on board. What do? We got some I got a question on, do I like tennis betting? Do I think there's value betting on the sport? And do I know of any successful tennis punters? No, I do not bet on tennis. I'm sure there's value in tennis. I bet on all sorts of weird sports, but no, I've not ever gotten into tennis. So, no. As far as people that cap it, I know Whale Capper is a good tennis capper. Alex Schmid for tips, Nigel Seeley. They're all tennis handicappers. Is it risky to bet 300 a game on 5 dimes? I've never used them, and I'm scared to not get paid. Yeah, listen, I would consult with sportsbookreview.com. Listen, no offense, $300 a game is not that much. There's people that bet $50,000 a game, so I'm sure you'll be okay, bro. I would just make sure you withdraw. Exactly. Donnie hit it on the head. There you go. Are you not doing the Sunday night games on YouTube this year? Not that I know of. I might do them from time to time when the Eagles are on, but no, not on every game. No, listen, we do enough. It's tough to do all that stuff during the day. Feel free to send in any more questions you might have. Evan can't wait for hoops. Yep, agreed. Matt Varnum, welcome in. Exactly, Scott F. Good point. Anything you want to get rated, obviously B or better. Jeff Slaughter chiming in. My man. Welcome in, Jeff Slaughter. Jeff Slaughter, a terrific guy. Was our host down in San Antonio, was top-notch, a stand-up individual. Looking forward to seeing you soon, Jeff. Hopefully. Make sure you text me, man. Interested to see what you have going on. Are you concerned about your performance the first 3 weeks? No. And actually, I'm not concerned about you at all because I've seen you in other chats being a fucking clown. So, no. And frankly, no, I don't have to answer your question. We talked about it earlier. You're welcome to listen back, John Cherry. I've seen you on other chats badgering me, badgering Donnie. No, I choose not to answer your question. What are your teams you absolutely can't stand in college? Teams I can't absolutely stand in college. Just that I don't like or betting wise. As far as can't stand, Tennessee. Okay, well, John, here's what I'll do for you, John. Send me the fact that you're a client, and we can talk. Otherwise, fuck off. I have nothing to say to you. So feel free to send it, John, and we can go over what your questions are. Otherwise, I'm not sure it's any of your concern, really. So again, feel free to send that over, John. I'll be waiting for you. Matter of fact, you can reach me on Twitter right now. I have my DMs open at Jeff Nadu. You can reach out. We can chat. So if you are, yeah, there you go. Good point, Donnie. Yeah, good point. That's a great point. John Cherry, it's funny, we only hear from you now because during college basketball, I don't remember hearing from you ever. I don't remember hearing from you during the World Cup. Don't remember hearing from you in the summer. Now all of a sudden I'm 2-4, and John Cherry wants to come out and start to flap his fucking gums. This guy probably has no idea what he's doing. He's not a customer of mine, so therefore I don't need to address you, John. So do me a favor and beat it. Go jerk off for whatever it is you do during the day. Other than that, exactly right. We didn't hear from you when we were doing good. Now we're down a few games, and you wanna talk tough. Yeah, Texas is another one. That's a good call, Jeff. I'm not a big fan of Texas. Other schools I hate. I don't know if there's a lot of schools I hate. I'm not a big Villanova guy, as many know. Yeah, that's kind of always one that I never like. Penn State. I'm not a Penn State guy. Any Big 12 school, really. I mean, other than Baylor, I kind of hate them all too. Ohio State. But the rest, everyone's pretty much okay in my book. Yeah, listen, John, we'll wait. I'll wait for your DM. I'm not sure I'll get one, but again, the DM's open if you're interested. Donnie, how did you do in football Sunday? Donnie didn't have any. We just went over the card on SBR. Big man, did the guy that bet you Eagles plus 14 ever pay you? No, actually, I never saw him again. That was the last time, which is no surprise. I love the lawyer on a train story when you talk about not letting know. Oh yeah. That's a good point. That was so Nova. That's literally Nova to a fucking T, bro. That's so funny you brought that up. All right, Yeyes is checking in. He has some some props. I'll tell you what, bro. Why don't you DM me those on Twitter and I'll look over them. But yeah, look good. I'm not a prop guy, but I wish you luck. Darnold under, he says. Okay. You don't think Darnold's going to play well? Very good. I hate Portland State basketball. It's kind of a random team to hate. Cleveland Indians shouldn't be a playoff team. The Central is so bad. Here we go with this again. Cleveland Indians. Let's blame them because they are in the AL Central. Like it's their choice. I mean, seriously, they're 81-62. What do you mean they shouldn't be in the playoffs? What? You must be, I don't know. You must be like a Detroit Tiger fan or something. I mean, what do you mean? It's not their fault they're in a bad division. They'll get crushed. Okay. Well, you want to bet? How much you want to bet did they get to the ALCS? You want to bet that? I'll bet on that with you. You want to bet $100? I bet you $100 they get to the ALCS. Let me know. Feel free to send in any other questions you might have. Yeah, I do think they win a series. Sure. Why can't they? I think they could beat any of the wildcard teams. Sure. I mean, they won the Central the last 2 years. They won the pennant in 16. Why can't they? They have a good rotation. Okay, fair enough. $100. I think they get to the ALCS. So there we go, Nick. Do me a favor if you have Twitter. Send me that and I'll make sure I remember. Who are your Super Bowl picks after week 1? I still like Houston. I mean, they didn't, it is what it is, week 1. I think the Eagles can make the Super Bowl. I think the Vikings can make the Super Bowl. Saints will not make the Super Bowl. What do you want tonight, MLB? I'm not on anything in MLB. In the NFL, I thought it was a tough card, honestly. I think Detroit will beat the Jets. I would, gun in my head, I would say they cover, and I would take the Rams up to 6. I mean, the whole world's on the Rams, so yeah. I lean over in that game. You posted a plus 44 unit, actually 44.8, but who's counting, and change to the season, a solid return. However, what would be an annual unit return for all sports to have made the return possible to do this as a career? All right, well, that's a good question. First of all, you don't know how much I bet per game. Second of all, I don't solely only bet, so keep that in mind. But I had a good winning year, so I mean, in all sports I won, so for me it was a viable year. I've always said you have to branch out and do other things, though. A lot of stuff coming in here. Big man, how do you feel about the top 3 in the class teaming up at Duke? I personally want to see Cam Reddish and RJ play against each other. Yeah, listen, it's all going to be about their point guard, Jones, Tyus Jones' brother. And he's obviously a big piece. I'm not a big Zion fan, but look, they're very talented, as we know. Reddish, I saw play in high school along with Mo Bamba at West Town School. RJ Barrett's the best player on the team. Look, as always, it's going to take some time to kind of get cohesion there. Um, you know, I feel good about them, but we've learned in the past that's tough to early on at least to cohesively adapt. And we'll see how long it takes them. What else do we have here? Jets game under. I got no opinion on that one, total wise. By the way, guys, just to let everyone know, still no DM from John Cherry, so no surprise there. Me too, Lloyd. What's up, Guan? All right, guys, do another 10 minutes or so. Feel free to send in anything you want to hear about or have a question on. A lot of good questions today. Nick Newell, what's up? Thanks, Kendrick. What's up, Greg? That's a good one. Donnie said he just got sent 975 from Cherry. Like, wow, I guess he was impressed. No, I've seen him in other chats being a dick, so no surprise there. HTC, what's up? Would you rather be constantly sunburned or be imitation crab? Listen, I'm not a big sun guy. I don't like. I'm not one of these people that goes and sits on the beach. It's not. I'm not into that. I don't like sun in my face either. I'm always looking for sunglasses or whatever. So I hate being sunburned. I don't. Not much get sunburned anymore. But yeah, I hate sunburn. So I'd probably say that. No, I like the other side in Hawaii. I'd go to the Army. Did I hear about Gino Crandall? Yeah, I've heard there was some issues transfer-wise. I'll have to look into more of that with what's going on. Does Arizona start Rosen next week? I think it's going to be sooner than later. Do you play offshore or just locals? I do both, and I play. I put the money up as well. Any NCAA men's futures we should jump on before the season? I'll have that stuff soon. We'll start getting into that here. Have you ever kept international basketball? I kept FIBA. I'm into Olympic stuff. I don't do the leagues though. I only do the Olympic basketball, which I'm a big fan of. Love capping FIBA basketball. What looks good in the Rams Raider game? I think we see some points for sure. Settle down, yes. Yes, that is sexist. Who's doing the game? Doris Burke or who? Jeff, did you see Javonta being drunk at the fight? Yeah, I did. Felt bad about it too. I actually likened it to. It reminded me of Bronx Tale when Sonny sees Calogero get into the car with his friends, and he basically goes after him, and sees sitting in the middle of the seat, and he basically said, "Yeah, I could see my life going down the fucking toilet." And that reminds me of Javonte. Javonte seems like he's going into a dark place. You see him; he's starting to fight with Floyd Mayweather. He doesn't want to listen to anyone. I have major concerns about Gervonta Davis. He seems to look like he's going down the Adrian Broner road, and that's scary to me. I like Gervonta. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's terrific. He's one of the fastest punchers I've ever seen. But boxing is all mental. It's all about keeping your head. Adrian Broner's never been able to do that. We've seen a lot of guys. Winky Wright did that. A lot of guys lose their head. Jermaine Taylor, a former middleweight champ. There are guys that can keep their Ricky Hatton. There are guys that can keep their head, and there are guys that can't. And in boxing, it's big time. Tyson Fury couldn't. He came back. But you look at the focus guys in boxing, they've done very well. You look at Sean Porter, and you look at Broner. Both welterweights, but one has a driving force in their life. One is basically focused in. The other one hasn't. The other one can't let the streets go. So, yeah, I have major concerns about Gervonta. Do you do DraftKings? No, I usually play FanDuel. Do I like Akron plus 21 at Northwestern? I generally like Bowden as a dog, so probably. Northwestern didn't look good over the weekend. Beth Mounds, yeah, I'm not a big fan of hers, but it's got a lot more to do with. I don't particularly like her delivery, but I don't think she's terrible. I miss Point Blank and Dave Malinsky. Anyone ever going to try to take his place as far as writing in-depth articles? I'm not sure. That's a good question. I do know someone in his family has continued to keep his channel going or his blog going. So I would looks like Steve Murrin is chatting about that. So I believe there's someone out there doing it. Any thoughts on BC Wake? This is a game that probably won't get played, frankly. Hurricane coming. I'm not ready to believe in BC, frankly, just yet. I mean, I wonder about how good they are. This is a good team. This is a better team. You look at Wake. I mean, they've covered 11 of 13 as an underdog. I don't trust BC in a game like this. And in a game where weather will be a problem, I would expect to take points in this one. I don't think it gets played, though, really. James Bew, love Bronx Tale. Yep, great movie. My favorite movie ever. Speaking of movies, White Boy Rick comes out Sunday, or I'm sorry, not Sunday, Friday, which I'll be there the first night. If you know me, I'm very excited to watch White Boy Rick. I followed his story for many years, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the movie does. Triple G over Canelo this Saturday night. I disagree, but we'll talk about that later in the week. Did you see this Karina cartoon? No, I haven't. I'll have to look it up. Craig McFink, what's up? Barry Roselle, what's up? Ben Kahn checking in. What's up? Ben Kahn. I haven't seen you in here before. Welcome in. Will you vary from unit plays and wage a larger amount in a game you're confident about? I've done that before. Sure. Haven't done it in a while, though. But yeah, I've stepped out for sure. Are you making money on FanDuel? I've only played a couple times. I'm not really a fantasy kind of guy. The Bronx Tale one-man show is amazing. It is. I actually have met Chaz a couple times. He goes into a bar that I go into down the shore. It's more of a club. It's not really a bar. It's more of like a dance club. It's called Memories of Margate. He goes there a lot, Chaz Palmentary. Big Man, when are you taking back Late Night on Campus? You know I was down from day one. Yeah, I feel like I've seen your name before. I don't know. That show was ripped out of my hands, so I don't know when that will be back. But it was a fun show. I always enjoyed that. Baffle the Big Man was always fun. We'll have to do one of those soon. Country Capital game. We've played those before. Snatch is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a good movie, sure. I agree. It's not one of my favorite movies of all time, but it's good. Some of my favorite movies of all time are Bronx Tale, Green Street Hooligans, Rounders, The Town. What else? The Notebook. I mean, Notebook's terrific. I honestly believe White Boy Rick will probably be one. It's a movie that I've been looking forward to for a long time. The original Gotti movie, the HBO, one of my favorites. How did your NFL fantasy team do? I actually won my one league, and I'm winning my second. I need to avoid the Rams having 12 points or more. Yes, The Notebook. Yes. Shawshank Redemption, great movie. Casino, sure. So as long as the Rams don't score 12 points or more. What's the story behind White Boy Rick? White Boy Rick was a a teenager in Detroit. His father was a small-time gun dealer. He sold guns, and he basically started getting involved selling guns to drug dealers, the Curry brothers, Maserati Rick, some of the big drug distribution channels in Southwest, East Detroit. And basically Rick got jammed up and started, ratting. Basically, he was a low level snitch. I mean, he wasn't a big time or anything. He was a low level guy, but basically, he started getting involved with, basically dealing some guns that his father had. He started kind of getting in touch with, at the time, like I said, the Curry brothers were owning that area. I basically started moving weight for them. And long story short, White Boy Rick started dating Johnny Curry's wife. It was an affair that he was having. And it basically set off all sorts of problems because Johnny Curry's wife, her father was a high-level individual in Detroit. He was a high-level politician. Then there were all sorts of politicians that started getting involved, and it was just a bad, bad, bad situation. And Rick basically started moving up, started selling more drugs. He started hanging out. They found out he might be a snitch. They tried to murder him. He survived. Rick then started, he felt that would get him back into good graces. He started getting more and more. And then basically the feds basically abandoned him. He continued to sell drugs. He eventually got caught, and they gave him life for it. And the crazy thing about White Boy Rick is 30 years, he's still in prison. Now, you got to realize there are guys that have murdered people in Detroit that have already gotten out of prison. White Boy Rick has basically been locked down since then. And it's a long kind of twisted tale into him basically giving up a lot of these politicians. Gil Hill, the top cop in Detroit, was involved. A lot of different people were involved. And once you start diming out politicians, they forget about you. His parole has been denied many times. And the problem with White Boy Rick also is in prison, he got jammed up in a car theft ring that he ran from prison, supposedly. So that doesn't help either. He's recently been released, but he's dead in a halfway house. And he had to do a sentence down in Florida as well for the car theft ring. So White Boy Rick is a fascinating story, and I look forward to the movie. I hope that they tell the correct story. If you're interested in watching more about White Boy Rick, there was a documentary done about a year ago. It was a fantastic documentary. It's on iTunes if you're interested. It was really good. I would check it out. But yeah, fascinating story. Richie Merritt looks like a great person to play him in that movie. What kind of nickname is White Boy? Well, I mean, he was white, and that's how they identified him. Johnny Curry gave him that nickname. Basically said, White Boy Rick, that's your name. I mean, that was his nickname. He was basically, the reason he got that nickname was because he was the only white kid in the neighborhood that he lived in Southwest Detroit. So yeah, that's why he got that nickname. I'm not disagreeing about being a snitch. I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying that it's a fascinating story. How many beers are we up to, Junior? Oh yeah, that's right. Junior's at that Raider tailgate. I'm sure he's got many beers in him already. I want an apology from you this morning. Well, you're not getting an apology, so beat it. I'm sick of your constant crap. I mean, seriously, we get it. I mean, Teddy, I've talked to you before about this. You don't need my approval. Do what you want. I feel like you have a chip on your shoulder always. Like you think I'm like giving it personally to you. I mean, you bet the same teams. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sick of the Viking stuff. I'm not apologizing. Is Mahomes going to be the one quarterback to shine out of the Big 12? He had one good game. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, David Hutton, exactly. Just an observation, Teddy B. It's going to be good to be excited about your team, but you don't need to shout them out every chance you get. Thank you. Ding, ding, ding. Casey Koenig. Exactly right. Yep, Eagles, Vikings. Yeah, exactly. Casey Koenig saying some of the smartest stuff in the chat today. And then he come in and ask for an apology. For what? I was true. It was true. Do you put a certain portion of your bankroll towards betting on other people's suggestions, or do you roll with your personal thoughts? No, I don't. I don't tell anyone really. I mean, occasionally I do. Like, I was at the casino the other night when I was at Trop, and one of the Vietnamese players said that he liked Woodley against Darren Till over the weekend. I bet that, but I don't really bet really ever what anyone else tells me. I am capable of capping my own games, and I roll with my own thoughts. I don't, to be honest, McGeen, I don't care about what anyone else thinks. There are very few people in this business I respect opinion wise, and half of the opinions are fucking stupid. The only people I really care about opinion wise are Donnie, Ian Cameron, um, if Bill Krakenberger gave me info, I'd probably take it. There's a couple that I respect, but not many. What team do I like for NFL? I'm an Eagles fan. See, my pen holder is Eagles. See, Eagles. All right, guys. I'll look to wrap it up. Thanks to everyone for tuning in, as always. Have fun, Junior. Enjoy your game tonight. Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. I remember that. Some guy came in one of the chats one time and said, "Bet a horse race." We bet it and it won. So yeah, I mean stuff like that once in a while. What team do I like for the NFL today? I don't really like anything today. How did Tiger do today? I'm not sure. I haven't looked. I'll look right now. Jesus Christ. Keegan Bradley minus 20? Wow. Oh, that's right. They're in Aronimink. I forgot about that. Wow. He got sixth. Not bad. How about that? You come in here and act like you didn't play well. He got sixth. Yeah. I mean, you coming in here and acting like he didn't play well. Yeah, I mean, he shot 65. He shot a 62 in round one, and he won 313K. I mean, he shot minus 17. Not bad. Thank you, Javier. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Have a great night. Appreciate you tuning in. I got to rest my voice a little bit. I've been on for 2 straight hours here. I was on right before this with Kelly in Vegas and Drew Martin. I saw a lot of people in the chat spewing their heart to Kelly in Vegas. Listen, guys, settle down. She's got a husband. She's got a life. Just a beautiful girl walks in doesn't mean we got to treat her differently. When will you people understand? Women don't like that. Act like a regular human being. They just want to be treated normally. I remember out in Vegas, all these guys were literally treating Taylor Stevens like she was a piece of meat. I mean, it's like she's a fucking person, man. Like, and she's super sweet. She's a great, great girl. I mean, I know people think like we can treat girls how we want and that kind of thing, but there's nothing wrong with you just acting like a regular person. Thanks, McGeen. Great comments, man. Great questions, man. Really good stuff. You're right across the river, huh? Or wherever, up by Detroit. Good stuff, man. Cheers. Who was this? Listen, I saw all sorts of people acting weird. She was telling me dudes were just acting straight weird. I'm not going to say who it was. Teddy B, you really annoy me, dude. Like, you really fucking annoy me, man. Like, Teddy B, I guess Teddy's the only guy that gets girls in the chat. I guess he's laughing at me. He doesn't like my comments. I met Taylor as well. Yeah, the great people. I actually talked to Sonny Vega today. He's a great guy. Great people. Really, really good, nice, sweet people. Very, very, very down to earth. I didn't know how to take Sonny right away, but he's a nice guy. He's a good character. He's very supportive of my stuff. So, yeah, I mean, good people. Well, then go try to get her, Teddy. Good luck. Oh, I'm saying it. Like, I see people when I'm on with Natalie. Oh, Natalie's so hot. I want to. It's like, dude, she's got a kid and a husband. So, all right, guys, I could sit here and talk all night, but I gotta wrap it up here. Everyone have a great night. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll be back tomorrow.